Alice in Chains is one of my all-time favorite bands. This 90s grunge rock group from Seattle holds a special place in my heart and always will. I was first introduced to Alice in Chains in the summer of 2020. I was standing in a friend's garage drinking a beer on a beautiful sunny day. The doors were open, the sun was shining in, and the breeze was awesome. My buddy decided to play some music. He hooked up the speaker and played the first song, loudly. Nothing but bass and electric guitar. Slow, dark, and haunting. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. This was a sound that I never knew I had been searching for. Then, over this intense melody, began beautiful high-pitched vocals. My mind was blown. "What the fuck is this?" I asked. "Rooster" by Alice in Chains. At some point shortly after this discovery, I discussed the song with my dad, who couldn't believe that I'd never heard it before. He told me how awesome the band was and that they were one of my cousin Greg's favorites. This was all I needed to hear. I knew at this point that Alice in Chains was no one-hit wonder, and I was about to find out what the group was all about. The music was natural, raw, and real. This wasn't some wannabe, stuck-up, know-it-all jackass trying to convince some self-proclaimed music critics in a fucking coffee shop that they were deep and prophetic. This was badasses making badass music. It sounded like they made it exactly the way they wanted to, with no concern whether anyone else liked it or not. And I did like it. A lot. My love and appreciation for the band only grew stronger as time went on, and I delved deeper into their music. That's why when I heard that Alice in Chains was coming to perform 2 hours away from my hometown in the summer of 2022, it was a no-brainer. I had to go. I told my brother and my cousin Greg. They were in. However, spring came and went, and I didn't buy any tickets. Summer made its way along, and still no tickets. Eventually, I got a call from my cousin Greg. He was fighting his own battles, and his health was failing at this point. He told me that he wouldn't be able to make the concert. I understood. My brother and I decided not to go at all. A few months later, Greg was gone. A few years ago, while listening to Alice in Chains, I went down an internet rabbit hole of old articles and blogs focused on their music and legacy. I came across a website which served as a sort of digital Lane Staley museum. For those who don't know, Lane Staley was the lead singer of the group until he lost his battle with addiction on April 5, 2002. While reading through the website, there was one thing that specifically piqued my interest. There was an entire section of the website devoted to a music festival held annually in Seattle in Lane's honor. Just months after his death, on August 22, 2002, what would have been his 35th birthday, the first Lane Staley tribute was held. Every year since, a tribute has been held near Lane's birthday weekend in Seattle, with local musicians and cover bands coming to perform and raise money to help those battling addiction. A vigil was held prior to the first ever tribute show at the Seattle Center Fountain, and this tradition has continued each year as well. From the moment I discovered this, I knew I would one day attend this event with my brother, and I knew that we'd bring a piece of my cousin Greg with us. Fast forward to summer 2025. I've neglected societal norms and the suggestion of my elders that it's time to pick a career and settle down, and I've dedicated my life to putting away enough money to circumnavigate the globe. In other words, I'm packing up a fucking bag and I'm going to go see the world. Maybe that doesn't mean much to you, but to a guy from Ogdensburg, New York, it means a lot. I'm not going on a vacation to some beach town. I'm going to actually fucking travel. Growing up, the only people I knew who traveled were in the military. When I got to college, the only travelers I knew were rich. That's the way it seemed to me, at least. For 8 months, I dedicated everything to making this journey a reality, and on August 21st, I'll be flying to Seattle, Washington to attend the 24th annual Lane Staley Tribute Show. My friends Hunter, Joel, Ranger, and my brother Trent will all be there with me. When talking with my friend Ranger recently, I explained to him the significance of this trip for me. We talked about my cousin Greg and how we carry a piece of those who've passed on with us. He mentioned to me that the influence someone has on us cannot be measured, and how we never know in what ways our lives would be different had that person not been a part of our story. That really made me think. In a way, Greg has given me the push I needed to make this happen. I've set a departure date, and that's the end of it. Since I began planning this trip, I have known that one way or another, I'd be in Seattle on August 21st, and then I wouldn't be turning back. People have asked me why I don't stick around for the holidays, why I work so much, why I don't start a real career, why this and why that. And none of it has mattered. On August 21st, I'll be gone. Most people don't understand, don't agree, or don't care. Though Greg is no longer here, I have an overwhelming feeling that if he was, he'd say something along the lines of, "Fuck them." And I would agree with him. So when the 24th annual Candlelight Vigil is held at the Seattle Center International Fountain, I'll be there, and there will be a candle lit for my cousin Greg, who deserves to have his name amongst the rest of the superstars who have left us too soon and who will never be forgotten. This one's for you, Cuzzo.
City.